What's up there guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So here we are back at Machine Factory in town as part of this realistic difficulty playthrough. So we came here after utilising the DE2s and the slug. Today we're going to be starting a new chapter as we unlock the steam engine, the big one, the 282. So please do grab yourself a drink, let's hit the rails. Right then guys, first things first, let's head over to the station office. So last time we ended off here, we've cleared our fees and we're in a position to actually unlock a new Loco. So the 282 is the one for me. Now let's not forget, there's a few things that we need to do. So, firstly, as I said, fees, they are clear. Licenses going down. We've unlocked this first page and moving down further to the... where is it actually? There it is, the S282. So printing this out, there's a prerequisite here of the concurrent 2 license, which we do have unlocked now. It's going to cost us 50,000 to unlock this license. It's going to bump up our insurance copay by 10,000 and the time bonus deadline is going to be reduced by 2%. So let's go ahead and get this done. We've got 496,000 in the wallet, so we can comfortably afford to unlock that license. So there we go. Right, next up, what are we actually doing? Well, there's a few jobs available here. Some of them are going where we want to go. Some of them are not going anywhere near where we want to go. For example, food factory in town, I would say, is not where we want to go. Why am I talking about where we want to go? Well, I want to go back to harbour, and the reason for that really primarily is to run out the 282 in a really nice long run. We also have on the desk here a nice job here, so I'll just quickly grab that. And we mentioned at the end of the last episode that this trams job is very well paid, 46.5 thousand for the delivery of 3 trams only, so that's pretty awesome. But we've got to think bigger, we've got to think long term. What are we actually looking to achieve? Well, the end game of Derail Valley is to have your demonstrator locos all restored, ready, and all of the sheds unlocked as well around the map. So there's 4 of them as well, 4 of those to unlock. Let's talk demonstrator locos first. So we've got a DE2 which we found at Iron Ore Mine West. It's still there. We didn't pick it up because we didn't unlock the museum license, so we can't take that anywhere at the moment. At Coal Power Plant, there's a DE6. We don't have the DE6 license unlocked at the moment, so we're taking that nowhere. Also, again, we don't have the museum license unlocked. At City West, there's a 060, which I guess technically could be our first restore Loco. We could set that as our first one. And then at Harbour Town, we've got the DH4, which was the very first one that we found. It's stashed behind the shop, and I think we should do the restorations in the order by which we found them. So I think we should start with the DH4 in terms of restoration and take that to City South, which is where the museum is. So I guess that's the sort of overall plan. Now, in terms of sheds, there's 4 available around the map. So far, we've gone up here to get the slug, which is what we've now got available to us. I think we should take that back to harbour with us, with the eventual plan to take that back to City South. So we'll be taking that with us today. There's also a shed here at City South where the rail car is. You can use the rail car to collect things from Machine Factory in town when you order parts for the restoration vehicles. So, for example, if you order a new boiler for the S282, for example, we'd need to go to Machine Factory to collect that. We need the rail car to do that, or once we've got the museum unlocked, you also get the actual... there's a trailer that can be attached to any Loco. So there's that. What else do we have? Well, there's the caboose, which is available here. I'm not too sure what the shed's called there or where the key is for that one. But certainly that is available there. And then there's also up here the very small Loco, the micro shunter, which is an electric only vehicle. Now, did I cover all of them there? Yes, there's the slug, the rail car, the caboose, and the micro shunter. So far, the only one that we've unlocked is the slug. So to get the key for City South, I believe the key is available here at Machine Factory. So that's something that we're going to have to purchase before we leave here, because I want to unlock that when we get to City South eventually. So we said that we are definitely taking the trams with us. I know I've been talking a lot, but I do want to set the sort of stage for what we're going to be doing. Now, do we want to go to steel mill with this rather heavy set of scrap metal? I don't want to be doing shunting jobs, so I'm going to stick those to one side. So literally, these three I think are out the window. Do we want to go to Oil Well Central? Well, Oil Well Central is here. It's on the way to steel mill. Do we want to do those two and then go on to harbour? I think that could be a nice little run and a good test of what the 282 can do, because really we're looking at, say, 300 ton there, say 100, so that's what, 400 ton plus another 100 there to make up for what we've lost when we've discounted those two. That's 500 ton. That's quite a bit there, really, to be honest with you, and I do wonder if the 282 would be okay with that, considering the fact that she's been nerfed quite a lot. If we go through, the 282 is capable of 3,000 ton on the flat in perfect weather. Uphill at a 2% with rain, it's only 800. Can she manage 500 on a very steep hill? What's the weather looking like? It's now 2:45 in the afternoon, and it says overcast. So let's give it a go, guys. What's the worst that can happen? Well, in the last time I drove the 282 in my previous playthrough, she derailed and we crashed quite massively, to be fair. So there's always that, isn't there? For now, guys, let's head over to the shop. Let's pick up this key and hope that it's the right one for when we get to City South. Now, do we want anything else while we're here? Well, let's have a look. There's a bunch of gadgets. I don't want to install any gadgets until we have our own locos. So thinking of that, the DH4 could be loaded up with gadgets by the time we finish this playthrough. But for now, I'm going to grab some sand cans, because no matter what restoration job we do, we're going to have to take that previous rust off. Well, we don't have to, but let's say in order to fully finish the job, we will. There's the Olaf's garage key. Now, I think that is the one at City South, but we'll buy it, you know, presuming that. Now, do we want Derail Valley paint, or do we want the Demonstrator Loco paint, which is special? We did utilise the Demonstrator paint for all of our Locos that we restored in the last playthrough, in the standard difficulty playthrough. I actually am thinking this time to not use that and to go with the standard Derail Valley paint. And for now, if I get 10 of these, that's going to be 150,000. Right, let's get 4 to start us off. 60,000. Our total bill is 82,000. I think that's quite fair considering what we've got on hand. I'm going to pick up the key if I can. Right, okay, let's leave that to spawn in. We'll head over to the shed and we'll spawn them in over there, and so that everything's in the shed and ready to go. The other thing to consider here, guys, is yes, I haven't driven the 282 since we crashed it, and I haven't started her up since we crashed it either. So it's going to be an interesting task for me to see if we can actually start her up. Okay, right, all this needs sorting out at some point. I will get to that. For now, let's have a look at the jobs we've got. So we've got these, I think this is these empties going to Oil Well Central 7-2. These are the fish cars which are for shunting. We do have a bunch of scrap, which is these ones by the looks of things. 8, 9, and then the trams are pretty obvious to spot, really. They're over there. So, the trams are going to be the last thing we drop off. We're going to take the slug with us, and we're going to be doing 2 of the drop-offs. So I think, first things first, let's utilise part of this set to load up our train. In fact, if we really want to make life easier, let's use all of these locos to do that, and we'll fire these all up. I think for this job, for this part of loading up, it's going to be easier than running the steamer back and forth. Always difficult to know which direction you're facing when you get in the 282 when you've got a bunch of them, a bunch of locos back to back. Okay, let's reverse out of here. It would help if we had the parking brake off, of course. How many parking brakes have we got on? Well, all of them, because we've serviced, haven't we? Did I have the cutout correctly set in that front one? No, because they've all been serviced. That's the problem. The slug hasn't been serviced, actually. She needs a manual service. There we go. So, that sets us in good stead. I'm going to pair up this one. Thinking about this logically, the trams are going to go right next to the front loco. The first drop-off that we're going to be doing is the oil well one. So let's head over there first and grab those. I'm going to miss this setup, to be honest with you. I am going to miss these babies. They have done a fantastic job. But just the same as our standard difficulty playthrough, I do always miss the DE2s. Can't quite see which switches we need there. So it's lane 3. Of the B yard. So we're coming in there. Is it that one? Were we on B or C there? Ah, we were on B. It's set correctly now. So I'm glad we unlocked that license before we started doing this setup part, because obviously we are now running up more fees by utilising the fuel, oil, whatever else that we're using for the DE2s. I was wondering why the headlights weren't on there, and then they suddenly came on. All right. Man, something about these DE2s, it's just giving me life. Fantastic stuff. Alright, so our next pickup is going to be the steel. Again, I didn't take note of which lane they're in, but we can soon sort it out as we approach. I love empties, they're just so light. No, guy. It's this one. Right then. Yeah, we'll get in, we'll get the steel. We'll push this onto the back of the trams. And then really, ideally, we want to get this slug down the other end there because it's going to be seated behind the... well, it can go at the back of the train, really, but it's just going to make it more difficult for drop-offs if we put it at the back. Because we'll be dropping off whatever cars are on the back. They're the ones that are going to be dropped off in each of the particular places. So there's a bit of a gap there, a little bit of a gap that doesn't quite reach. Man, you know, it's very easy to do that. And why are they moving around now? Like before I took the brake off, they moved. And there they go, they've moved again. What is going on? Why are they moving? You would really hope that they would move a little bit now, so we can, like, you know, attach up. It's odd. Again, look. Getting more movement there. There we go. Okay. Back we go. Steel included. And now we're feeling the weight a little bit, but only a little bit. So we're now going to go down there and attach to the back of the trams. Man, this slug just keeps you so, like, rooted on the ground. It just gives the DE2 so much traction. Come on, keep coming a little bit. Why is it still moving? So odd. Just because it's like on a slight hill or something. I'm just playing with it a little bit just to see what happens. So if I grab this now, so I'm going to leave that brake on. I'm going to shut down this one. And this one. And we're going to say bye-bye. All good things must come to an end. We're going to have to split these babies now. I did disconnect, didn't I? Yes. Right. Here we go, guys. We are splitting the pack. I wonder, can you actually even throw that switch? You can throw that switch. You can't throw those ones. It's kind of fun. Right, so we are now at a point of basically putting the slug into the mix, and yeah, well, break that one. I wanted to get down there, really. Anyway. How do I disconnect that? Right, they're going to stop. This is going to keep going. I want it to roll down here a little bit. Hopefully down there. Hope it keeps going. Yeah, she's going to make it. All right. So there we go. Everything's lined up. The slug is there, ready to be sort of connected as well once we get there. But I just need to throw this, throw that. That puts us onto the right line there when we reverse up. I'm going to just hop over here. And shut everything down here. So there we go. We say thank you so much for your assistance, DE2s. You've been marvellous. I'm sure we'll come back to some DE2 action at some point in the future. It's been amazing. Right. 282 time. Let's get started then. I think a good starting point would be making sure that the what you call is in the right position. And let's get a few things to hand here. So the remote can go up there. We'll need... I'm going to move these jobs along actually. So they will occupy 5, 6 and 7 slot. Up here we're going to have the lighter. We're going to have actually the oiler, the lighter and then the shovel. Just a little order that I like to have things in. What's happened to my mouse? My mouse has decided it doesn't want to work. Is this a sign that we shouldn't be doing anything? What is going on? It won't move properly. I wonder why that is. What is happening? Alright, that's resolved it. Right. Don't know what that was about. Right, okay, so we're going to start off with a bit of oiling. Now I need to remember where the oiling places are here, but there should be 3 on each side. Stick some oil in here and get a bit of whoops, bit of lubrication going if I can get around the door. Right, there's that side done. We'll head round here. Get these ones done. So there's our work with the oiler done, even though it's still making the noise. Have I broken it? Seem to have broken it, but it's fixed now. Right, lubricator. It's difficult to see this. I want to show you. But you can see there, she's got oil in the tank, just not in the lubricated part. So let's rotate this. Increasing the lubrication there until it's... I'm going to bring it all the way up. And there we have it. Alright, so she's ready and oiled and ready to go. Now we don't have the convenience of pressing the F4 key to see how she's doing in terms of lubrication, stuff like that. We do have some water. We're obviously not going to be in any way cold up. We'll do that now. And we'll get this lit, get this fire lit. Now, I've never driven the 282 on realistic difficulty, as you may well assume, because, well, basically, we haven't driven it during this realistic difficulty playthrough. So, we're going to open the blower. I'm going to get a bit of pressure up, hopefully. The temp is coming up slowly. Now, I don't know whether you guys remember when I drove the 060, I have set the Steam startup to some higher percentage. I think it was 300 or 400%, what you normally get during standard difficulty. The reason that I did that is because I wanted to have more of a realistic startup. Now, this isn't realistic because it would normally take, somebody will be able to tell me in the comment section, probably hours to pressure up a boiler. But it is more realistic than what it is during standard difficulty, where if you sort of get the fire going in, she's all ready to go like within moments. So we won't be getting her ready to go within moments, but she is coming up. You see the fire temperature still coming up, and the pressure's coming up slightly now as well. So while those things are occurring, let's hop up here and take a look at what we've got here. Can't quite see which ones this is. So this is the compressor for the brakes. We'll get this open. We hear things start to come into action there. We've got the dynamo as well for the electrics, so if we get the lights on after this. Alright, so things are happening. Pressure is very low right now. We can start to put headlights on and stuff. Could have the gear light, I think. The only thing that you don't have in here, of course, is a cab light. So we don't really want to be driving at night, really, do we? Do we have enough pressure for the whistle? We do. Alright, that's a good thing. I'm going to open the isolation there. Looking for the red line on the brake. I guess it's because... Ah, there we go. So it's coming down now. As I've opened that. So we'll put a bit of independent brake on. And I'll release the parking brake. Was that it? Doesn't have much of a turn on that. I thought that was much more. We'll just keep this fire going, obviously well and truly coiled up for the time being. That pressure's coming up really slow. We could start to make a move forward, really, just very slowly. I'm going to open the cylinder cocks as well, just to let out any water. We don't want to be messing around. Now, this is going to be hard to drive. Whoops, it's especially hard to drive if you break your legs falling in a pit. It's going to be hard to drive because we don't have an external camera. And she is long, isn't she? I mean, let's face it. But water tanks are full. If I can close it. Cold supply is plentiful. So we've got a couple of things on our side at least. Right, pressure is coming up. Let's move forward a little bit. So she is going. We're going to go nice and slow because of this turntable scenario. It's going to be one of those where it is very difficult to see if we're on or not. So there's the first drop down as we come on. There's the second one. I'm going to put a little bit of brakes on here. See where we're at. Are we on? Not quite at the back. The front is deceiving. We're not really on a great deal actually, but even though it looks like we are from the cab. So yeah, as it looks like we're somewhat near the end, we're not at all. Right, there we go. So we've got brake pressure at least, so that's good. Boiler pressure's still coming up. So we're in the perfect position now. Perfectly on. So now I'm going to rotate us round and get us lined up with this. And there we go. So we're going to head down there. We're going to reverse up, get the slug, reverse up and couple up to the rest of the stuff. With very limited view. Yeah. Let's do it. So when you're hearing that hissing noise, the cylinder cocks are fine. I don't like the way the steam locomotives sound on this game. I mean, the S060 and the 282 both sound the same as well. As far as I know, they've both got the same engine sound, like the same steam sound. I think that could use a little work, personally, but it's a shame you don't have like an extended footplate that you can step out. I mean, you can lean out, but it wouldn't take much to fall off here. Come on, why is she moving forward? It's probably, it didn't quite have enough regulator open there, just a tiny bit. And close that actually. Whoa, what's going on with the cold situation? She wouldn't let me put any more in. So that's about perfect. We're only connecting this up for the brakes, obviously. Get the brake lines in. Obviously, we're not going to have any traction, additional traction from the slug, unfortunately. But I'm just a bit concerned here. Why won't it let us put... Oh, there it is. Why wouldn't it let us do that before? Wouldn't let me do that on the move for some reason. Just open that again just to make sure everything's nice and clear. We'll do a bit more reversing here. Open the regulator before I let the brake off this time. Now, question time. Is it possible to install a proximity reversing sensor in the 282? And let's bear in mind these trams are fragile. And that's a little bit too far away. It's kind of like you want to get those DE2s and give them a little nudge here. To be honest with you, I think a DE2 at the back or two would not hurt. So there we go. We're set up. Let's check a few things. So firstly, water level is absolutely fine. Fire is fine. Put maybe one more of those in for now. And what else? Well, it just leaves the rear of the setup. Do we want to take a DE2 to help us with offloading? One or two. Maybe just one slung on the back, I think. I think that's a good idea. I actually prefer this concept over utilising the proximity sensor or something like that. I mean, you see it all the time in the UK. Steam trains these days, when they're running, you always have a diesel on the back. And there we've got a train brake, sorry, a train end of train light as well there. I'm going to cut that out, but I will, I've got that in there now. Let's move the watch. I'm going to move these along. And we'll put the remote back in there and I'll attach it up. Now guys, let me know what you think of this setup. I'm going to run it, obviously. I'm going to find out what it's like, hopefully enjoy it. But otherwise guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to release that brake before I forget. Just ensure that parking brake's off. And we'll just leave her like that for now. Because if I want to use her, she's on. She's got plenty of fuel, plenty of oil. Plenty of traction, I'm sure. But yeah, that's it guys for this episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please do hit the like button, hit me up in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd love it if you'd go ahead and do that. And otherwise guys, ooh, the boiler pressure's right up because she's blowing off. Did I leave the system, sorry, the cylinder cocks open? No, I didn't. We'll leave those open now and blow off a bit of additional steam there. A bit of water, get that out of there. Right guys, hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you guys again soon. Please do take care of yourselves.